Hiya. I'm gonna do a video on the craziness that's going on at this present time. I took the last flight to Sweden before everything shut down and left the UK, and it was really crazy in the UK. They've shut the schools, and now they've just announced more restrictions, haven't they? Curfews and stuff like that. So yeah, nuts. Anyway, I was talking to people last week, and obviously when talking, I kind of look in and see what's going on, and discovered that the virus itself isn't as actually as harmful as um, the mental and emotional effect that the media are having on the people, on consciousness. That the media are more of a virus, really. As I said in a few videos ago about the virus, that the second strain of the virus is down to belief systems that we have. And my mum was staying with me not that long ago and watching a lot of the media, bless her. And she's in the category of a vulnerable person. She's going to be 70 this year. And she's obviously watching the news, and one day she woke up and she had a cough and a cold, and in her mind, that's it, she's gonna die. And she's like, Becky, I've got to go home and clean my cupboards because I'm popping my clogs. So I was I looked in, there was no virus there, but how this developed was the watching the telly and believing all the crap that they're saying, how dangerous this is and everything. So we can actually create this virus within ourselves just by listening to all the rubbish that's on the main news. So I advise just turn off your telly. My mum's fine now. I want to reassured her and did some healing on her. She and turned the telly off and stopped watching it. The cough and the cold vanished as soon as it came in. So it just disappeared. So I advise to turn the telly off. I'm loving all the jokey mimes on Facebook. They're hilarious. So they're fine. What Gaia said, that this time in reality, even though it looks absolutely dire, it is of a time of great healing. Gaia is also going through lots of healing and releasing loads of crap, and people will be forced to heal. Mainly because the reflection of our reality is going to be quite dark. It is getting dark, and we're also going to see a lot of darkness that the top elite have been doing for many, many years. There's also what I saw when I was speaking to this gentleman, David. The internet was going down. There'd be no internet, no electricity. That's what I saw in America. This was in America. And people who escape through gaming or internet work won't have access to that, and will naturally start to reflect and hopefully start to heal. That's going to be the positive outcome, because if we want a reality where the matrix can't get hold of, we need to get rid of all our trauma, our negative beliefs, our insecurities, because that's how they hook in through those. What else? Another lady contacted me, and we did some work, and then she just asked about celebrities. Nothing of great well, I've never looked at celebrities before. And she was saying that there was stuff going around the internet that these celebrities were actually, the celebrities that had the coronavirus were actually being arrested, and could I look at it? So anyway, I ended up in a hotel room with looking at Tom Hanks, and he was surrounded by a legal team, and he was worrying and like great concern. Not being arrested, though, that I didn't pick that up, but of being exposed. And then I ended up in America looking at Oprah Winfrey, and she was absolutely petrified, like the fear that she was gonna die. That's how frightened she was. And so and it was the same thing of being exposed. And then I was, what are they frightened of being exposed of? And I was in a room with Harvey Weinstein, and I was sort of looking down upon him, and he was at a desk, and he had men around him which I perceived to be like police officers, but they weren't in police uniforms. And he had like a book, A4 paper, but like many pages of just name after name after name after name. And he picked a handful of names that gave them over to the police. And how I perceived it is that he has given names over. Now, the famous people don't know which names he has given over. They're not savvy to that. This was last week, so I don't know now. And then I was like, what is it then? What have they done that's so they're so frightened of being exposed of? And one was paedophilia, huge paedophilia. I actually saw the whole like celebrity land. The celebrities are there to basically distract from what's actually going on in Hollywood, that it's actually just a river of shit, a river of darkness, of paedophilia, satanic rituals, to really underground politicians and dirty deeds kind of thing. So I saw like the celebrities, some celebrities know what's going on and some celebrities don't know what's going on. And the more up the rank you go in celebrity land, the more you get pulled into the darker aspects of our reality, and that's like paedophilia and satanic rituals. Now, what I saw was like Weinstein and Oprah were like, I viewed like a satanic thing with those two, and they were basically what their way of thinking is that they are, when they do a satanic ritual, that they're sacrificing consciousness for their god, but their god is actually the matrix, the machine. And when they sacrifice a human being, and the younger the being in their eyes, the better, because it's the purer the consciousness. It's really sick. It's a baby. It's horrendous. The consciousness actually gets taken, and it is so traumatized, it basically goes black. And the consciousness gets filtered into the walls of the matrix. Now, you've got the egg-shaped dome, but inside the wall of the matrix, all around the matrix, is consciousness. Now, this consciousness is not in programs, that it's just the most traumatized consciousness that you'll come across inside the matrix. And I've been there a few times because I've taken consciousness out of this place. People, when I go close to it, it is like hell. The consciousness is so traumatized that any light that goes near it's trying to grab the light to get a way out. It's horrendous. So yeah, this is what they do. And also in the rituals, they themselves that partake in these rituals give away part of their consciousness, and it's mainly their heart consciousness, so they become heartless. When I look at Harvey and Oprah, they run on very little consciousness. They've got a little bit of consciousness left, which is a bit of their masculine consciousness that resides at the back of their head. The rest is run on machines. And what happens because of this, I don't know, I haven't like the ins and outs. They become like sex addicts. They become like ritual addicts. They have to keep doing it and doing it over and over again because it sets off endorphins in their brain. They I suppose lose touch with humanity altogether. Horrendous. We could like deem them as like evil, but they're kind of victims as well in the fact that, you know, I looked back at Oprah and the life that she had as a child. She kind of had like hooked in at a very early age into the machine. So it's, you go back and like, not like you can like really forgive someone sacrificing babies, but it's like it's just understanding it, what actually goes on, what makes a human being do that. Yeah, it seemed that, well, from her, she was hooked in at a very early age. So anyway, yeah, it wasn't a pleasant journey, but kind of brought a bit of understanding. And then underneath the satanic stuff, it's I went under below that, and I saw Hillary Clinton and other politicians. And Hillary Clinton, there's literally nothing in her. I don't know if there was any consciousness in her. She was more like a virus than a human being. But this is all going to come out. All going to come out, and probably a hell of a lot more. The people that we look above and like, well, they're amazing. They're actually they're really the most fucked up people you can imagine to meet. So yeah. So yeah, advise turn off the TV. Don't the virus isn't right. The second strain of virus is down to release, so don't believe that you're going to get it. And yeah, enjoy the time at home. Okay. Thanks for listening. You take care. Bye.